Good morning. It is a chilly Saturday morning, the 17th of September. I'm on my way to see history in the making in central London. Here's the situation as I understand it. There's some kind of big queue for me. I'm gonna go and check it out. Here we fucking go. We're getting quite close to the park where the queue's starting. The tricky thing that I have to do is be careful not to join the queue. This is it. This is Southwark Park. Apparently if you go on the other side of the barriers, you have no choice but to queue. Things seem pretty organised. They've got a lot of toilets here ready to rumble. No sign of the actual queue yet. I think I can sort of see the start of the queue over there, far away. It looks like this is the point of no return. Once you join this queue, it's going to be very difficult to get out. Fucking did it. I resisted the urge to join the queue. So yeah, they told me that once I joined the queue at that point, I couldn't leave. So that was when I decided to go out the park. They let me out. Apparently it's leaving the park on Jamaica Road, so I'm going over there to see what it looks like from the outside. I'm keen to get a bit further up the route so people will stop trying to put me in the queue. Okay, this is it. This is the queue. It's a bit intermittent due to the traffic. I actually walked past it because I thought nothing was moving. But yeah, this is the queue. People are starting to throng up ahead. It's looking crowded. I've reached the point where people are stationary. They finally started standing in line. I gotta say, this section of the queue has some pretty incredible views. They've planned the queue route quite well. I've seen lots of policemen guarding the queue. I've also seen a few tea stands being set up to provide refreshment to the queuees. I'll give them credit, the queue is very well organised. People are very content to stand in line, other people are content to walk past. It's very organised and civilised. I've had some positive reactions to my queue enthusiast sign as well. I think people like the moral support. It's difficult to get a sense of how fast the queue is moving. In some places it's moving at walking speed, in others it's completely stationary. There are only breaks where it crosses the road and other thoroughfares. They seem to have taken great pains to make sure it doesn't cause much disruption. We like to see it with a queue. This is where the queue passes underneath Tower Bridge. Everyone seems in quite good spirits. I wonder how much progress they've made today. Alright, I'm here outside the town hall. As I understand it, the queue kind of constricts in on itself into lots of railed off lines. It's very folded up. I imagine this to be a very frustrating part of the queue to be in. I think this might be the longest queue London has ever seen. The view is beautiful and the queue is beautiful. Scary moment back there. I thought I'd lost the queue. So I'm back with the queue. I'm very happy. Another suspicious lack of queue around here. It's a bit disconcerting. I can see it starting up again over there. I'm not sure why the queue is so patchy around here. This is probably the weakest section of the queue I've seen so far. Now that we come away from the riverfront, it seems like the queue's resumed in its normal manner. This is much more reassuring. This might be the best queue I've ever seen. Hello! Good queuing, everyone, good job! It seems that the queue has been designed to visit many historical landmarks in London. It's very good queue planning, I love to see it. Back on the riverfront and the queue is going strong. Really nice to see. I haven't seen a sign like this since the start of the queue at Southwark Park. This could be an indication that we're in some intense queuing. It looks like some horses are attempting to regulate the queue. Just heading under Blackfriars Bridge now. This is another nice bit of the queue. Plenty of people queuing. Just seen a sign for this rest area. The queue is still going strong. Here underneath Waterloo Bridge, the queue is still continuing behind me. They've got a little video playing of the Queen's life and times. And over there's a huge water station, loads of water for all the queuers. It's really good to see. Well, unlike the people in the queue, I've been walking non-stop since 10 o'clock and I am pooped. So I'm going to take a quick break and do some queuing of my own. I'm here at the start of the queue for the London Eye. On any other day, I'd be livid at the prospect of queuing for this long. But it's barely anything compared to that big queue over there. So I'll stick with it. They wouldn't let me take my queue enthusiast sign on the London Eye. And here we are aboard the London Eye. I've just spotted the queue trickling through Millennium Park. The view of the queue from here is terrific, but the view of the skyline is almost as incredible. it almost feels like it was worth the £36 I paid to get up there. There are some truly incredible views of the queue. Even some bits I haven't seen yet, but it's very difficult to do them justice on a camera phone. Well, I had a great time on the London Eye, and I got my sign back. I've been interviewed by 2 different reporters with cameras. I'm about to go over Westminster Bridge. It's going to be absolutely packed. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. So, important queue update. I've just found out that the queue is not actually going over Westminster Bridge. It's actually going further down the river to Lambeth Bridge, and the part that it's going on has been secured. They can't let me follow the queue along that part, which is a little bit disappointing. So I'm going to go inland a bit and head along to Lambeth Bridge and rejoin the queue from there. Also, I just got interviewed by Hungarian News. Well, the King's here. I guess he's an enthusiast of queues as well and come to pay his respect. But anyway, there's a lot of press over there and I don't think I can really get close. So I'm approaching Lambeth Bridge now to see if I can get back on the right track following the queue. Wish me luck. It seems the queue has come to a stop at this time. There's a big police barrier over there. There's a small amount of police over there. Just my luck getting here at exactly the same time as the entire royal family showed up. They've held up the queue so that they can make their speeches to people. It's outrageous, standing in the way of a good queue. And there we go. It looks as if the queue has just started moving again. This is fantastic. There we go. The queue is back in motion. Fantastic. And what a fantastic day for it too. I'm getting the feeling the further along the queue I go, the more hostile and inaccessible it is to everyone. There's a whole bunch of police cars. I was asked if I was a protester, but I'm pressing on. I'm getting as close to the queue as I can, which is not very close. Doing my best. I've now found the accessible queue, which is running parallel to the main queue, but it's slightly easier to get to. This is also a very good queue. It's very nice to see. Everyone's very disciplined and polite. They're all doing a very good job queuing for a very long time. Very impressive. After a long time apart, I finally found the main queue again, and it's just as glorious as before. They've got a huge big barrier. It's nice and legit. Well, I'm happy to report I found the end of the queue. Seems to be everyone's going into that big building over there. Not quite sure what the fuss is about, but well, that's what the queue's for, so now you know. I can't even get close to that big building that everyone's coming out of. It's very disorganized. People are going in every single direction. There's so many people. There is a complete lack of queue here. That just complete shambles, not very good. Didn't really like this part. So just to give a quick summary of my experience queue watching the queue. The first leg of the queue was very interesting, stretching through like classic London Docklands area. Twisty turny, very nice. After that, some gorgeous scenery down by the riverside. Very nice queue, very well organized, well put together, but also moving fairly regularly. Plenty of water stops, toilet stops, good to see. It got away from me a little bit after Westminster Bridge. Did not like that part, very exclusive. Not a very accessible queue, absolutely surrounded by police and princes and whatnot. Not a fan of that. And then there was a solid queue coming up to the big building over there, but couldn't really see much of it because it was kept quite separate from me. And then obviously, yeah. But overall, still one of the coolest queues I've ever been to see. Very good queue. I would give it a 10 out of 10, but honestly, it just knocks all other queues out of the water that I've ever seen. I don't think we'll ever see a queue like this again. Absolutely incredible queue. Big thanks to the British government for setting it up for us. Love you guys. Appreciate it.